So, you're here on episode 775 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. And listen, we are getting into it today. Today's topic is all around accessing free money, scholarships for students, and grants for small businesses. I am telling you now, you want to stay locked in right here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're super excited because our guest is here hanging out in the virtual green room, Victoria Lamar, and we're going to get into it right after this quick intro. Don't you move.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
All right. Hello again, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. That's right. Broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. If you are with us live, let us know, comment, hang out with us. If you are watching this over on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. What you doing? And certainly if you are listening to our podcast, go ahead and subscribe so that way you don't miss any of our juicy content, because the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we do just that with every single one of our episodes. And thank you for those of you, you see me in the streets and you're like, you know what, Sharvette, I binge watch, I binge listen. Listen, we appreciate you. So we know that some of you might be listening to this like 6 months in the future, or I don't know, maybe 6 years in the future. We're on episode 775. You just never know. So shout out to all of those that are locked in with us. So I'm ready to jump right on in to this great conversation, because listen, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. So whenever you come back to this episode, especially if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, just type money in the comments. Just type money in the comments. Yes. Shout out to Roberto. Shout out to Marilyn coming on in from New York. Listen, my mother is in the house. Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey, glad to have you. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on in to this conversation. And let me tell you a little bit about our guest that is with us today here on episode 775. Victoria Lamar, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, has been using her creative vision and storytelling skills to help students win scholarships and to help businesses win grants to fund their projects and initiatives. In 2018, after Victoria had accumulated over $3 million in scholarships for her higher education, she founded Securing Degrees, LLC, where she helped students find and win scholarships for higher education. Well, since then, since her company's inception, she has worked with over 10,000 clients and helped them accumulate over $25 million in scholarships. Yep, you heard me correctly. Victoria has partnered with over 20 schools and nonprofits and organizations. She's been featured in many publications and media outlets such as Fox 5 Atlanta. And Victoria recently secured a $25,000 grant from the Taco Bell Foundation to further her mission with securing degrees. Put your hands together. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the platform. Give all the good love to Victoria Lamar. Welcome to the show.
You're so pretty. I love your outfit.
Thank you. Well, we are excited to have you here and to chat. And certainly, it's so cool because we are both Goldman Sachs alum in cohort 7. Yes. So I have the opportunity to meet you in that experience, and certainly just love all of your energy and everything that you're doing. And it's really cool when I get to meet people prior to the interview, because it's like, yeah, they're legit and they're the real thing. Yeah. Okay, so let me jump on in, because I know listeners are like, oh, show me the money, get to the money. So certainly, Victoria, you've helped students and businesses secure millions in scholarships and grants, but we want to hear like your journey. Like, how did your journey take you to that $3 million in scholarships?
Yeah, so extremely happy to be here. Welcome, everyone. Everybody I can't see, but my name is Victoria Lamar, and so I am the CEO and founder of Securing Degrees. My journey started years ago. I just turned 7 years in my business, but it started literally at childhood. So youngest of 4 girls, raised in a single parent household. Dad left when I was 6, haven't seen him since. And so like early on, my mom was like, let me put my kids in everything free. Let me make sure my kids are involved. I feel like that's how she like handled a lot of things. And that was really great for me because I was able to get a lot of experience, not just any experience. I had a lot of diverse experiences. So by the time I got to my senior year of high school, I had already learned how to manage 10 different activities and learn how to go from this thing to that thing and just juggle all of the different responsibilities that I had. And so that allowed me, by the time I got to my senior year, to amass the $3 million in scholarships. And that really came from me getting rejected a lot. I tell people I was rejected over 30 times before I got my first scholarship. And I don't know what my life would be like had I given up after that 28th time, that 29th time. Like it took me over 30 times to get on that, get on the hump of this process. So it was really honestly just my mother and grandmother. They were really like motivated in helping us 4 girls obtain a debt-free education and obtain a higher education. But at the same time, it was very clear that like my mom didn't have it. My mom's a school teacher. She's been a teacher for 10 plus years, 15 plus years. And so I really had to like put it in my own hands. And so one of my older sisters, she was a GATE scholar. So I saw her go undergrad debt-free, grad school debt-free, and then even get her PhD debt-free. And so she really taught me a lot. And I took what she taught me. I did it for myself, but I'm more of the entrepreneur in my family. And I actually started a business helping other students do the same thing.
My goodness. I got to go back to something you said.
I know
30. Listen, girl, you dropping nuggets already. 30, the 30th time. So like you said, rejection. And I don't think we talk enough about that. And what if you had stopped at 10? And so whoever's listening and watching, you might be hitting a wall, but just keep going. Like Victoria is here telling you, keep going. Okay, good. And so certainly it's one thing to win scholarships for yourself, and you could be like, okay, great, I'm going to go on and live my life. But you want to step further, and I want to hear like kind of what inspired you to launch Securing Degrees LLC and help others.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, not only did I obtain a debt-free education, but I was able to profit 6 figures by the time I graduated college. So my first year of college, I had already profited $60,000. And so as you can imagine, a lot of people kept asking me like, how did you get the scholarships? Or I had a lot of juniors at the time. At the time I was a senior, I had a lot of juniors who parents would DM me on Twitter and all the things. So I actually just started by, I met at the library with a friend. We kind of game plan, brainstorm. Okay, I think I want to do some scholarship seminars. And just like that, I created an Eventbrite that I charged $5. As a high school senior, I contacted a friend that I knew who did graphics. She did the graphics. And then literally my whole marketing plan, again, I did not know I was an entrepreneur, nor did I understand anything about anything. So I'm DMs on Twitter, like parents, students, like, hey, I'm teaching scholarships at the library. Come, it's just $5. So literally within a week, that seminar has sold out. All 50 people pay $5 to hear me talk about scholarships. And so for the first few years of my business, my entire business was just in-person seminars. I had not thought about technology. I had no idea.
None of that.
Yes, I really thought that I would do these things at the library. One, not even knowing that you can't charge people to come to a public library.
Because they don't let you exchange money, right? Like they don't even let you exchange money.
I was already doing things wrong, but again, just knowing how just like genuine I was with trying to fill in this gap and not even understanding all the nuances that it takes. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. But sometimes people like they try to do too much, and sometimes you just have to do what you're supposed to do without thinking about all the other things that can come with it. So with me kind of being naive in that way, it really allowed me to just be genuine about what I wanted to do. So it started off just doing things at the library until the local librarian told me, can't do that anymore. And then I partnered with my high school, not even identifying that would be my first B2B contract, partnered with my high school. And then within my first year of college, I had a contract with the San Francisco United School District at 18. So it just continued to grow. But I can't lie, like my first 4 years, I wasn't checking my bank accounts. I was probably making than 10K a year. Like I really wasn't thinking about it like that because I was in college. However, I did know that this was something I wanted to do. So COVID happened, and then my whole business model, it went away because
wow, right, because you couldn't meet in person.
Exactly.
And so, oh my goodness, so the contract with your school, like, was that like the big aha, like the big win, or was there another like big win, like, oh wait a minute, like securing degrees, like, no, this is legit, I can live off of this?
Yeah, that didn't come until probably like junior year of college, honestly.
Okay.
Even with the school district, at the time, I majored as a psychology neuroscience major. So I wanted to be a neuroscientist or a psychotherapist, something of that sort. And so when I got the first school district, I thought I needed to change my major to business because I'm like, okay, now I have this 50-page contract. I don't really understand it. I don't really know what's going on. But I can still say that really wasn't my aha moment at all. I think if anything, that taught me the importance of being at the right place at the right time, because I was literally on the panel and in the audience was the superintendent of that school district. And so I'm just talking about, this is me at 18. I'm like, yeah, I have a company, Securing Degrees. We help students with scholarships. We partner with schools because I just had my first school B2B partner. And so he just hears that. And at the end of that call, at the end of that presentation panel I did, he came up to me and said, can you come to my office next week? And then literally in my office next week, and he had a contract drafted up for me. Like it just
from you speaking and sharing. And I am always saying to certainly our clients, platform builder clients, that speaking is a huge part of getting in front of new audiences. And it also shows that you know what you're talking about too. Like you can't, there's so much on these internet streets where, oh, people are stealing my idea, or people are, but when people start talking, that's when you know that they know what they're talking about. If you're just popping on in, you're checking out the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're in episode 775. Victoria Lamar, we're talking about accessing free money, scholarships, and grants. Okay, cool. So let's keep it moving. Thank you so much for that background. And so you have worked with over 10,000 clients. So from that junior year, senior year, now 10,000 clients. What exactly does Securing Degrees do? Like what do you all actually do?
Yeah, so Securing Degrees is a tech platform where we're helping students find, apply, and secure scholarships. But we do that from a whole person approach. So I believe that it's not just about giving a student a list of 100 scholarships. If they don't have any sense of deadline management, time management, they don't know how to be concise, they haven't even reflected on their past challenges or greatest accomplishments. So we're a full body program where we're really equipping students with all those skills, transferable life skills. So we're teaching students, how to meet those deadlines, how to identify the right recommendation, how to write those common essays, how to make sure you don't miss deadlines. Because I tell students all the time, you miss a deadline, it's $0. This is a very black and white process, even teaching students skills like how to overcome rejection. And so one thing in our process, in our onboarding process, we have some rules with scholarships. And the first rule that every student has to agree with is understanding that you're going to get rejected and rejection is inevitable. And I tell people all the time, if you're scared of rejection, the scholarships and grant process, it's just not for you. Okay.
Right.
So that's what we do. We've supported over 10,000 families and helping them secure well over $25 million in private funding. And then that matriculated to grant writing, just really using those transferable skills. I'm a self-taught grant writer. And now we support over 10 charter schools. We support nonprofit organizations that have budgets as low as $20,000, as high as $10 million. So we have a lot of success in just writing and getting money for the words we write.
Oh my goodness. So that's such a great transition, because we have a lot of business owners that listen. We do acknowledge, and we saw some hearts going up. I saw the hearts going up. So those of you that have children, and what's a good age for them to kind of get into you all's system and process?
Yeah. So we like to start in high school. So you can start with us as early as 9th grade, but keeping in mind that the bulk of scholarships are going to be around your senior year of high school. So once that student is leaving their junior year and onward, and then we support them throughout college as well as grad school.
Okay, great. And where can people find out information about Securing Degrees?
Yeah, so my website, securingdegrees.org, we actually have free consultations. We have free blog posts as well as like a free scholarship list. You can literally just go to our website, put in your information, then you'll have access to our scholarship list for free. And then also we're on Instagram, Securing Degrees LLC, where you can just see free events that we have, as well as be able to join our online community.
Oh, so good, so good. And because you just made me think of something, and that this is like not a transaction, right? This is like a relationship that people are building, families and students are building with securing degrees. And if you're listening to the podcast, look down below in the show notes. We got the links there for you. Or if you're on Sharvette.com, look at the blog post we have for Victoria. We see you. Yes. Roberto from New York says, well done, Victoria. Well done. Well done. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, as you said, so this transition to the grant space, because we have a lot of business owners that are listening for grants, and congratulations, because you just won $25,000 from the Taco Bell Foundation. So tell us about that experience.
Yeah. I won so much since then. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, bring us up to speed, honey. Bring us up to speed.
Yes. So the $25,000 from Taco Bell, that was really great, because I feel like being a young entrepreneur, so I'm a young full-time entrepreneur. I'm 25, doing this full-time. I have a team of 7. And I feel like many of the programs I'm a part of, I'm kind of just grouped with all the other entrepreneurs. The really thing I like about this Taco Bell grant that I won it was only for young change makers between the ages of 16 and 26. And so it was really cool. They flew us out to LA. We went to Disney World. It was just so fun. And I ended up being first place in the pitch competition for $25,000. My first pitch competition, which is crazy. So I got that really in the past 9 months. I've secured a bit over like $90K in grants for my business. So I got that one for $25K. I received an Antares Reach grant. That was another $25,000. And I recently received a $40,000 investment from Camelback Ventures, which is one of my most recent fellowships I've been a part of. And then I did a $5,000 pitch competition. I came in 3rd place. That was through Fearless Fund. You're probably missing some, but
I love it. So grants, for those that are listening, they are not loans. Grants that's money that is given to you. You use, unilaterally, you do not pay back. And so business owners, I'm sure, are listening saying, okay, you definitely piqued my interest. Where would you tell business owners to kind of start if they're looking at how do I go after grants and where do I look?
Of course. So let me say that we have Securing Degrees. That's for scholarship support. And then we have Securing Grants. So securinggrants.org. That is for grant support. So we have a full grant writing agency. Everything's secure, y'all. Everything's secure. So when it comes to grants, so yes, as she mentioned, grants is free money that you do not have their payback. Really think of grants as very similar to scholarships. It's literally like no difference. Other than scholarships is for yourself when it comes to higher education. Grants is for your business, and grants, you can either be for-profit business, nonprofit, or you can sometimes just have an idea and not have any paperwork to your idea. So when it comes to the grant process, basically there's a lot of different organizations that want to give to you. And so what that looks like is based off of your business. Let's say you have a charter school, or let's say you're an ed tech. So for me, I'm focused on ed tech grants. I'm focused on technology grants. I'm focused on social enterprise opportunities, because my business is a social enterprise. This is social for profit. So basically, depending on what your organization is, there's funders that only give to those organizations. So to find grants, you want to really, Google is a really great place. Obviously, Securing Grants, we can do that for you. But some ways so you can do it yourself is really searching very keywords on Google. So that's maybe grants for small businesses in Georgia, grants for Black women who have ed tech platforms, grants for women who have made over $100,000 in revenue, grants for women who have made less than $50,000. So that's one of your first things, is Google searching very specific things about you. And then obviously you can get a lot of links that pop up. And that's the discipline part, because now we need to go through all those links and identify which ones we're eligible for. Beyond that, social media is so good. There's so many TikTok girlies, Instagram girlies who are constantly in that grant influencer space where they're constantly posting grants. So I tell people to create like a fake social media account. Maybe it's like Victoria Grants XO, and just follow all the grant people. And that way, every time you go to that account or that profile, you're constantly seeing new opportunities. Because the thing about the small business grant space that is unlike nonprofit, Nonprofits, we know the Gates Foundation is going to have a grant every year. We know Toyota Foundation, we know Honda, we know all of these different things. Whereas small businesses, Usher today could say, I want to have a grant and give $1,000 to 100 small businesses. And maybe that grant opens tomorrow and closes Saturday. So it's really like sporadic when it comes to the small business grants, where you really have to stay on it to make sure you're not missing out, because it's not like every single year these same grants are going to be there every year. Like it really changes. So you have to be in the know.
That's so good. Be in the know. And I would love to hear, and the same thing that you said about managing timelines and all of that. You've got, there are eligibility requirements, just like you said, if they're looking for tech companies and you're not, then that, you don't want to waste your time. And also there's deadlines. So you can't just say, oh, well, I filled out made this beautiful grant package and I'm a day late, so I'm going to still try to submit it. No, it's a hard no. It's a hard stop. Securinggrants.org or .com. .org. Now, who would be a good client, or what should they, let me say it this way, what should they have together before they come to securinggrants.org?
Yeah, so before it comes to securing grants, well, first, we're not like a lot of other grant writers, okay? And to be honest, many grant writers just don't look like me. They just don't look like me at all. When you think about just the typical grant writer in this space. And so many grant writers don't actually like to work with organizations that have not had success in winning grants. Whereas when I came into this space, I would say I was a little green in this space. I didn't really know that. So many of my clients, they hadn't won grants before. And so we really specialize in helping our clients win their first grants, as well as create sustainable income to continue using us as their grant writer. Okay. So what you should have is either LLC or nonprofit. As I did say that there are some grants where you can just have an idea, it's fewer grants, okay? Yeah. So we want to keep the momentum going. You want to at least have an LLC or a nonprofit. And then you want to have an idea of what are you trying to do? But even if you don't have that, like we help you with storytelling, we help you with project design, we help you with implementation. So we're true storytellers at heart, where many of our clients, they have their business, but they haven't really thought about certain things that I think about when it comes to grants. So I have so many clients where I have to pull data out of them. I need to know your impact. And those are things that we work through together. So in all of our programs and packages we have, grant consulting comes a part of that, because people just don't know what they don't know. A lot of people are submitting grants with just straight words. Me, I need to see numbers. Okay, I've served 10,000 people.
Yeah.
I secured over 25 million. Over 60% of our clients win their first grant with us. Those are things that we want to put in our grant applications. And so it really is an ongoing process where it doesn't really matter where you're at in this space. You just have to be open to improving yourself. And that's what we help you with, is like not just improving yourself, but also improving your story. So funders can want to fund you, because no one's going to give you money if they don't think you're worth the investment. And those narratives are the only way they're able to identify if you're worth the investment, which is why it's so important to have those strong narratives and really get with a grant writer, if you can, to help you kind of speed up that process towards wins.
Telling the story of your business, telling the story of your brand, telling the story of what you have going on. I see a question here, Roberto from New York. Are grants only for academic or vocational education? Or I'm assuming you might be saying, are there grants for academic and vocational education? It's a wide gamut.
Yeah, so scholarships would be for academic or vocational education. Grants would be for business and nonprofits. Grants and scholarships are used interchangeably, but the way I like to separate them is just scholarships are for students versus grants is for organization that then impacts students.
And I just have to stick a plug in here, you all, because we know that this topic certainly is a topic that is needed. This segment is being brought to you by our 9th in-person event, the Platform Builder Summit. And we will have Dr. Jatanya Parker there, who is a grant writer, manages grants, has been managing grants for years for the city of Richmond. And so she'll be there as well. So we wanted to just stick that pin there to let you know, go ahead and get your ticket, platformbuildersummit.com, platformbuildersummit.com. Okay, great. And so we're coming up to a close. But I'd love to hear from the student side for scholarships. maybe a big mistake that people are making, and then also on the business side for grants, maybe one mistake that you're seeing consistently?
Yeah, I would say many of the mistakes are for both, because I really view them as the same thing. So one of the biggest mistakes is not starting. That's
like so simple, right?
It's so simple, right? Because I just tell people all the time, like, this process is very much delayed gratification. So that's number one. People don't like that. Everybody wants instant. Yes. And on average, after you submit your first grant, you might not know until 3 to 5 months later. Okay. So these are just real honest facts, just to let you know, brace yourselves, have some good expectations. But definitely not starting is like really the biggest thing. A lot of people want to go to school debt free, but not applying to scholarships. They can't afford their college tuition, but not applying to scholarships. They want to serve 100,000 people, but they're not applying to grants. They want to do all these things, but they don't have the money. They still don't apply for grants. You know, so it's really that not starting is like so important. I would say the second thing that is like the biggest misconception is that you need something more than what you already have.
Oh, that's good.
Do is like you have everything you need to be debt free. That's one of our roles in the debt free community when it comes to securing degrees, is because there's some students that are like, oh, I have a 3.0 GPA, or oh, I got an 18 on the ACT, or oh, all these things. And it's really about your writing. It's really about the writing. I would say your writing accounts for over probably 70% of your application. If you have that bad test score, if you didn't make revenue that year, this is what you write about. So we can understand and add more color to your application. So it's really understanding that like it's not a right time to start this process. You just have to start, because by not starting, you're really delaying the fruits of your labor. So like even for me, it took me over 30 times to get my first yes. As soon as I got that first yes, when I tell you everything started rolling in, but I feel like
momentum.
It's literally momentum. It's literally momentum. But like, had I just given up too early, I would have just lost all the momentum and I would not be here, or no one would be calling me today. I can tell you that. So it really took me like diving in, being disciplined, and committing. Like you have to commit to the process. And I tell people the scholarship process doesn't stop until you're debt free. So if you still have a balance, it doesn't stop. And even when it comes to grants, like you can use grants to save. I've wrote grants for my clients, for team members, for teachers, to cover salaries, for curriculums, for cafeteria, for walk-in freezers, for curriculum, for anything, because I work with schools. So anything you can think of that these students have, I've literally wrote the grant for them to get it. Wow. So it's really just about not being scared to tell your impact, putting it to words, and starting.
And if someone's listening, so a principal, a school district, and they're like, we need Victoria Lamar, how do we get in contact with her?
So please email me. It's vlamar@securingdegrees.org. But on both of my websites, securingdegrees.org. So we partner with families. So families, you guys are able to come to my website and purchase our services, be a part of our community. But also, if you have a school, a nonprofit organization, a church, you guys can also sponsor students through our program. So we work with entire schools, like KIPP Atlanta is a school we work with. We partner with Spelman College, UC Berkeley. We're really trying to partner with more organizations that want their students to succeed. There's so many skills that students get from learning how to do this process and committing to it. Okay, so that's that over there. And then securing grants, we also have free consultations there. With securing grants, we primarily work with social enterprise for-profits, nonprofits, as well as charter schools and schools. So if you have your own school, you have your own educational organization, you have a social enterprise for-profit, which is pretty much just you're doing good work. Your business is to help other people and improve other people's lives, then we're a good fit to write for you. And so we offer those free consultations because I'm essentially a ghostwriter, and I have to make sure that I align myself with organizations where, one, I understand the mission and vision. So that's step one. You got to be clear when you're talking. You can identify if this is something I want to write about. And then after that, we literally get started. So we have so many referrals, people you guys can talk to if you want references, but definitely if you want money, I'm the one who can help you get it.
There you go. And the proof is in the pudding because you want it for yourself and you want it for clients. Listen,
Yeah.
I have to shout out Pastor Kathleen Moore. She has tagged like I don't know how many people. She's like, you need to like these people need to be in the room. Listen, thank you, Pastor Kat. I'm just gonna click through some. She is tagging like y'all need to come check out this episode. And you made me just think of something, and we truly are coming to a close. I'm acting like a preacher now. AI. So you mentioned writing, and I know I could feel some people like, oh, I'm not a good, people start throwing up excuses. AI, where does AI support, edit? Is there a role for AI in this?
Yeah. So it's really just about like the times that we're in. I use AI, my team, I train my team on how to use AI. But the thing about AI is only as good as the user. I'm truly an expert in the work that I do when it comes to grant writing and scholarship support. So AI can only emphasize that. And so there's a lot of people out here that are like, even grant writers that are just like, don't use AI, da, 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 da. And it's like, I would say they're wrong. I learned so much, like nothing has changed, and it's all about not being scared of that. And I feel like that's some people's like marketing thing.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Use AI, pay for my services, and then
right.
AI,
and then they still using AI on the down low. Yeah.
But I'm going to be really honest about it, that it's only as good as the user. So, upskill yourself, get the skills, get the certifications you need so you can be able to compete. Because everybody that say they're not using AI, the competition is coming. Okay.
Yeah.
It's coming fast. And so you're really just, you're preventing yourself from being able to access more opportunities because you're not being as proficient or efficient, because AI saves you just so much time. It really does.
It really is. And it is more, people say assistant. It is more, it is high. It's an advisor. It's all of that, but junk in, junk out. So listen, we got to wrap. We could keep going. Thank you, Pastor Kathleen. She was like, I love her energy. Victoria, Lamar, ladies and gentlemen that are watching and listening. If you're on Sharvette.com, look down below in the show notes. You'll see her full bio. If you're on YouTube.com/Sharvette, you'll see all of her information there. And I think just a nice recap on Victoria that you say, you either have money or you have time. Mm-hmm. But you cannot sit and not have, and you don't have, and I'm getting ready to use broken English, you ain't got no money and you ain't got no time. That don't make sense. You got to have, if you don't have the money, then you got a whole lot of time, and you have to pay one way, with money or with your time. And so in this grant space, we are just excited that you've been here and that you stopped by. And it was amazing to be with you in my cohort 7, Goldman Sachs, and in our own actually like sub cohort, I guess technically.
Growth group 19.
Yes, growth group. Thank you. You keep me straight. So it's been great to have you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we wish you much more continued success.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Woo, I am telling you, this is an episode you're going to have to come back to and send it to someone, and check out securingdegrees.org, securinggrants.org, and check out wherever you are watching. Look down below in the show notes. We have Victoria's full bio and all of that, and connection points there. And it is a wrap. Listen, yes, Ebonics is fine, right? I had to get to y'all level on that, because you cannot say you don't have money and then you talking about you don't have no time. Come on now. All right, so it's a wrap. Again, this segment was brought to you in conjunction with the Platform Builder Summit, which is my 9th in-person event happening November 7th and 8th in Richmond, Virginia. Who is it for? Women business owners and women entrepreneurs, women only. If you are interested in marketing, visibility, and business development, we have a specific session with about grants. Dr. Jatanya Parker is going to be there. So listen, you can work with Victoria, you can work with Dr. Jatanya, you can do all the things. And so be there. And plus we got a bunch of other things. So we're announcing speakers daily, but if you jump over to platformbuildersummit.com, you can reserve your ticket, get your ticket, and also see the speakers that we have announced thus far. All right, it's a wrap. We're going to see you all later on the web. Bye.
Live Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.